Hey guys, how's it going? This is Song today, and in this video we're going to be reviewing iOS 15 and iPadOS 15 to see really how good is it. Is it much better, just a bit better, even worse than iOS 14? Let's find out. Before we get started, I want to disclose that this is the first ever developer beta for iOS 15, and there are quite a bit of things that Apple could change. So let's start off this list by going with Safari. Safari has been my favorite browser for a long time now, and now it's even better in every way. Let's just check it out. The tabs are now no longer tabs, and I just closed weather. Oops. That was unintentional. But if I go back into weather, you can see that the whole design is quite different. There's a sidebar here, which you can see shared with you and everything. And if you just go to the tabs, they look completely different. I just closed it again. On iPhone, it's even more different. If I just visit apple.com, you can see that the search bar is now on the bottom, which is a lot more accessible. And you can switch different tabs, like for searching for potatoes, just like with the home bar, except now you're just swiping on the search bar itself, which is a lot more intuitive. And all of the functions are on the right side. So this way you can add new tabs, delete tabs, with extreme ease. It's amazing, and say here I can watch some Captain Sparkle videos.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Software Gore.
Alright, that's enough. So now let's talk about number 2, which is text recognition in photos. This is awesome. Let me show you. On iPhone and iPad it works exactly the same, but say I want to highlight this. I can say copy it and paste it on my iPad. Now it's pasted. Right now it's not completely accurate, but I'm sure once this actual release is available to everyone, it's going to be a lot more reliable. Also say if the text isn't as optimum, or you want to translate it, this is an amazing way to do it. Say translate, bam, it has been translated into Spanish. And here let me just show off a glimpse of the new Siri voice.
¿Qué diablos pasó aquí?
That's Spanish for you, and I'm pretty sure that's what it means in Spanish. The new Siri voice sounds amazing. Now, let's talk about Focus. Focus is number 3 on our list, and it's basically the better version of Do Not Disturb. Right now, I do have it on, but let's see. Anki. This is when I do my flashcards. If I enable it, you can see it comes on my iPad as well. Immediately, if I disable it, bam, it's the same thing. If I enable Anki, you can see that my background just changes. There's no more apps on my screen anymore. But if I change it back to, say, Not Disturb, we see all the apps again. This is all customizable, and on your home screen, you can make select home screens and layouts for every single Do Not Disturb function. So if you're sleeping, if you're doing work, if you're playing games, these are all customizable. Truly amazing. And next, let's talk about weather. This only works on iPhone. As you know, that there's no weather app on the iPad. You have to go on the iPhone. And here I have the weather app. If I just enable it, you can see that the background is now different and there's a lot more information. It tells you the daily forecasts, the 10-day forecasts, the air quality, the temperature, UV index, sunset, sunrise, wind, rainfall, everything. You get the point. Apple acquired Dark Sky a year ago, and you can really see that what they're doing is awesome. Let's go back to the list. Next, we have FaceTime. FaceTime has gotten a lot of new features, but I just want to show you one that I can actually use right now. There's a few features that haven't been added, but right now, let me just show you. If I create a FaceTime link and join it, I'm here, and you can see the background is blurred. I'll talk about this in a bit. This is another feature. So this is a link, and anyone with an Android phone or anyone with access to the internet, typing in this link will be able to use or join the FaceTime. So now you can join FaceTime in an Android phone, on a Windows PC. This is awesome. This also, of course, works on the iPad as well. Look at that. Alright, now, back to the list. Number 6, we have Siri. This is where it gets amazing. Watch this. What is the definition of quantum?
A discrete quantity of energy proportional in magnitude to the frequency of the radiation it represents.
That's crazy. So Siri has a new voice now, and she sounds so real. She sounds incredible. If you told me that this was a real person, I would have believed you. This will of course be coming to HomePods as well. Right now, I can't get it to work on my HomePod, but in a short while, I'm sure this new voice will be coming to every device with iOS 15 or iPadOS 15, and I am extremely happy. I sure miss the old voice, but you can of course go back to it. This new voice though, unparalleled. Number 8, we have video and audio. This is a new feature that I haven't completely tried out yet, but let me show you. If you go to FaceTime and you go here, you can see I can choose standard voice isolation or wide spectrum. So standard is just a normal microphone pickup thingy, but with voice isolation, you can have as much noise in the background as possible and still have your voice be crystal clear to the recipient, or at least that's what Apple's claiming. I haven't tried it out yet because I can't. I don't have friends who uses iOS 15. I do have friends, thank you very much. But standard, these things, I'm sure they're going to be great. In Apple commercials or the WWDC, they talked about this. And wide spectrum is something you want to use when you're showing off you're playing the piano, or something you can pick up every sound. Everything. Alright. And this is something that's cool that I have tried out. So if you enable portrait mode in FaceTime, your background can now be blurred, as you can see right here. It works really fast and uses the Face ID sensor, which makes it a lot more real. And this new feature allows you to basically emulate what the bokeh is like on my camera. As you can see, the background is just a bit blurry. On here, you can make it a lot more blurry, and it's just like the Google Meet or Zoom background, except it uses 3D mapping rather than just a 2D image, so it's a lot more accurate. My hands, they're clear. Background, they're not. I'm not clipping. Everything works great. It's just like the feature here. Let me show you. If I go to camera and go to portrait mode, it's just like portrait mode. Like this, with the background blurred. And this is groundbreaking because I have never thought that Apple could do this. And my phone doesn't get hot when I'm FaceTiming with friends with this feature. And it works not just in FaceTime, but in any app, say Snapchat, Instagram. It's great. Look at that. So cool. Alright. You get the point. Next, let's talk about... I actually missed number 7, so let's go back one. Music. Apple introduced lossless audio, spatial audio, and Dolby Atmos support. So let's check it out. Here, we can see that this song supports Dolby Atmos. I can't really play it because of copyright reasons, but trust me, Dolby Atmos sounds amazing. And at least my iPad, which is the 2018 iPad Pro, and my phone, which is the iPhone 11 Pro, they support Dolby Atmos, just from the speakers itself. I've listened to it with and without Dolby Atmos, and there's truly a difference. Dolby Atmos sounds amazing. Apple also introduced lossless audio, which you can see here, lossless. It says it right here, or if you see the album cover, you see lossless as well. It just means uncompressed, and this is for the audio files. I think I can hear the tiniest bit of detail in the lossless, but I'm not sure. It could just, you know what? Good on Apple, right? They added new features. Now let's talk about number 9, which is notifications. They got a revamp as well. If you look at the notifications on my iPad, there's not much, but on my phone, you can see that these are sorted nicely, and they look different now too. So the app icon is out bigger, and if you get a notification from messages, you can actually see the people's faces rather than just the messages icon. And as you can see, I don't get much notifications, but if you do, Apple can actually sort them into an overview that you can deliver to yourself every morning and afternoon to see everything, so you don't have to scroll through a lot of pages of notifications. I'm an organized person, at least I hope I am, so I don't get much notifications, and by default I don't allow apps to give me notifications. But with this, you can use it in sync with Do Not Disturb or Focus. Like, for example, I've set Focus to block every notification except for time-sensitive ones, such as personal requests from messages, or say Uber Eats when my food is here. Other than that, I think the notification system right now is great, and you can of course just do the same old functions with it. Now finally, let's get to number 10, which these things are only available on the iPad. The iPhone now is rendered useless. So, that was a joke. So let's see. Side note, this is a new feature that Apple added where if you're in any app let's say Safari. But basically you drag from the bottom right corner into the middle of the screen, like this. And it opens up a note. You can add a link to the site if you want, and you can write whatever you want. That was a horrible smiley face, but you get the point. And when you're done, you can put it away, or you can expand the size, make it smaller, and just hide it. So this is a great feature, and I think it's going to be really useful for taking notes. The next feature for iPad is Side Stage. Like center stage. I made it the name up. It's not called Side Stage. I don't know what it's called. But basically, you see the 3 dots on top of the screen. You drag down, and bam. It's Side Stage. It kind of makes sense, right? But basically, what happens now is that if you open another app, say Reminders, bam. This is so cool. So now it shows notes and reminders right here. You could do this before, but it's a lot faster now. And if you want to quit an app, just do that. All right, next we have the app drawer. Just like on the iPhone with the app drawers, you have it on the iPad now. You can click on this icon on the bottom right, or you can be like a normal person and just swipe. This is quite useful to me, I think, because now, actually, is it useful? I haven't used this actually. No, it's not useful at all. I just use Spotlight. I just want to skip the dishes. I open Spotlight and then search, say, Apple Store. Okay. Next, low power mode on iPad. It finally came to iPad. You can now enable low power mode. I've used it once or twice. It's great. There's nothing else to say. It's just low power mode. And finally, we have home screen widgets. Yay. I'm not one for home screen widgets on iPad. I like it on the iPhone, but on the iPad it's really just not that useful. With that being said, I do actually have a widget on my home screen though. This is the shortcuts widget, and I just use it to launch shortcuts. Here you can see I'm going to choose text and say I'm going to do math homework at 8 p.m. And if I press done, it creates a shortcut, or it runs a shortcut and creates the reminder. So here if you look at the reminders, you can see that it's actually made this, math homework at 8 p.m. and it's actually going to remind me at 8 p.m. This is something that I coded myself, and I'm pretty proud of myself for it, but it just shows that this is cool, something you can do with it. But that's it for this video. Overall, I give iOS 15 or iPadOS 15 a rating of 8.5. I think it's pretty good. And for context, I'd rate iOS 14 a 7, iOS 12 a 7.5. So this is quite a nice update, considering the little things it added. Now, as a statistic, only about 50% of people update to the newest iOS update or iPadOS update every single year. So once this comes out in September, be sure to remind yourself and remind all of your friends to update to the newest iOS version, because this will honestly add a lot of new features that I think are really good. So thanks for watching, like and sub and do all that, and check out my channel page. My newer videos are really good, at least in my opinion, so just click one of them, and I'll see you in like 15 seconds, or sooner. See you soon. Just check out my channel page, come on. Yep, check them out, my channel page. Click. Just do it, come on. Click it.